Hello everyone, my name is Austin, and today this is gonna be one of those videos where I just talk, I just talk, and I just want to share my thoughts because I go on a bit of a walk and I have some thoughts, and so I might as well share them with you. I've been thinking about my life recently, as you do, right? As you do as a college student and stuff like that. And, as a college student, I have a lot of responsibilities, keeping up with my work, my studies, on top of having a part time job where, I have to deal with, customers, having to deal with fucking the grind, dude. On top of just some minimal pay, all that shenanigans. On top of all that. And then, of course, my social life where, talking with IRL buddies and talking with online buddies and stuff like that. The life of a college student is a bit much, right? It's a bit much. But one thing I just want to talk about is the concept of being different, right? This is a concept that it's a bit, I guess, redundant to say, like, duh, like, obviously everyone knows this, but do they though? Do they though? Like, really? And that concept is, it's okay to be different. Yeah. It's a concept that everyone has heard a million times, but does anyone actually know what that actually means, right? Because obviously I've heard this concept a million times before, but it's only been, I'd say, the past couple months, only very recently, maybe like 1 or 2 years ago, maybe. And even still, I still haven't fully, taken fully the grasp of what it means to be different, right? Even still, I don't know the full extent of what that concept means, right? But I discovered, I mean, not discovered, but I only realized the true meaning of it a while back, and it's something that I just wanted to share with people that maybe are struggling with the same stuff as I am, right? As you know, I am, Vietnamese, I'm Asian, I'm Southeast Asian, and, I'm an American, of course, and I right, like I am different, right, as in, my skin tone is different, my face is different, my hairstyle, all my physical features are different, right? Like, everything is different about me. What I like is different from most people. What I eat is different from most people. And, what I do is different from most people. And, a lot of people, they kind of just, I mean, I'm not saying, okay, I'm not, before people come in and, say all these weird things, but I'm not being bullied or harassed or whatever, right? I'm not. I'm not. What I'm saying is that, a lot of times, it feels like I have to conform, right? I have to conform to what everyone else is. That's what I felt. That's what I felt like for most of my life. I was raised in a middle school and high school where everybody was Southern, white, Christian, Catholic, and everyone wore the same shit. Everyone did the same shit. Everyone was in the same friend groups. And here I was, just a guy who, eats some weird Asian food that no one's ever heard of, play gotcha games, games with loot boxes and, gambling and, liking, some I don't know, lewd shit, some edgy shit, right? Like like I'm just this different guy that, like, everyone's just like, no one ever did anything, of course, but the point is, I was always that outcast. Whether or not people did anything or said anything, I was always the outcast, right? I was always the outcast, for most of my childhood, and to a certain extent, even now, I still am a bit of an outcast in the group that I am in, right? And not to mention, on top of being an outcast, sometimes, online people make fun of me for what I look like, right? Like, OMG, why is your teeth so ugly, huh? Why don't you go get some bleach and, whiten it and shit? And like, oh my god, like, your laugh, why does it sound like a fucking tea kettle or whatever? And like, all these random insults and stuff like that. And I'm not saying like, oh ho ho, insults are not allowed or whatever, That's okay. You know what I mean? That's okay. What I am trying to say though is that it's important to not let having that feeling of being an outcast and having that feeling of being insulted on get to the best of you. That's what I'm trying to say, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Even though I do different shit, even though I am different from most people, you know what I mean? That does not mean that I have to feel like an outcast. That does not mean I have to, overall feel lonely about it, right? And I just wanted to talk about that because it's something that I've been really thinking about. I play anime. I play anime games. God damn it! And no one else in my friend group or no one else in general does. And I make content. I make YouTube videos, but I'm trying to find people with similar interests as me, and no one makes content, right? No one in my friend group makes content, and shit like that, right? Where it's like, wow. What I like, I can't find anybody with similar interests to hang out with, or I can't, befriend someone who is like me. I'm just like an outcast and all that shit. And so I just wanted to say that, like, it's okay to be different, right? It's okay to be different. It's okay to, not be like everyone else. And it's a concept that I said that, like, everyone like has heard it a million times, but it's something that I don't think a lot of, like, younger people, including myself, of course, because I'm part of that, that I don't think a lot of people really get, you know what I mean? And it's something I just want to remind, I just want to remind anyone out there, that's watching this video that, it's okay, right? It's okay to be a little different, you know what I mean? That does not mean that does not mean you have to, be some social loner, right? You can try and hang out with people, and if those people do not share your interests and, you guys conflict over it, it's all right, right? I have some friends, and just because they don't like what I like does not mean that I'll separate from them and I will go cry myself in a fucking hole. Or that does not mean just because, some people that I'm really close to are not interested in what I do. That doesn't mean, I go, dump my fucking interest, dump what I do, dump everything. Just so that way I can fit in, right? You can still be yourself on top of being part of society, right, as a whole. I think that's a concept that, I'm still working on, but it's definitely gotten better. I've definitely feel more like an individual instead of feeling like some guy that just does not belong, some guy that just does not belong in where he is, like, for fuck's sake, I have a fucking bunny girl in the fucking background, bunny girl figurine. People would make fun of me all the fucking time in high school just for having that type of shit. I'm like, as long as it's not hurting anybody, why should you give a shit, right? But yeah, like, it's a concept that, like, yeah, it's okay to be part of society, right? It's okay you know, hang out with people, even if you're different. And I think that's the message I want to come across. That's the message I want to just tell people, right? It's a concept everyone has heard a million times, but not a lot of people really get. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'm not trying to be a philosopher or whatever. It's just something I've been thinking about, and it's something that makes me motivated, to keep doing what I do, right? Making content, for example, right? Nobody in my general vicinity, in my general life, nobody makes content. Nobody does that because it's like a saturated market, and it's so weird, talking to yourself on camera. Like, it's the weirdest fucking thing, apparently. Yet I still do it because that's part of my life. That's part of who I am as a person, And I can still be part of my general, society. But I can still also be me. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, have a great day. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.